Welcome. I'm Bill Berthel, and this is the Get Emergent podcast. Our team at Emergent has worked with leaders from all different industries at all different levels. And if there's one thing we've learned in the 20 plus years of our business, is that leadership is a continued conversation. We're glad you're here. All right, we're back to Get Emergent with Jeremiah.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so today,
Yes, we are.
So we were talking about, what topic do we want to either discuss or share? And you had this great idea of what if we picked a passage in a book for one another,
Yeah.
and converse about it.
Yeah, because we're kind of always talking about the books we're reading, and we talk to leaders. People will say, "Man, you guys read a lot of books," and so I thought, I wonder what book Bill would come up with.
So, quick confession: I listen to probably more books than I actually read.
Good point.
So I'm listening to a lot, but I'm reading as well. But yeah,
Same
agreed.
What are you listening to right now?
Oh, I'm listening to several things. Well,
besides the voices in your head.
The voices in my head are loud. I'm working to finish listening to David Brooks' The Second Mountain.
Okay.
It's a phenomenal listen or read. David Brooks, very famous author. This book is mistaken as a midlife crisis book. It is not that at all, but it has been somehow thrown into that genre. I know it's a little funny, right? I don't know why that's funny. I'm not having a midlife crisis.
I'm not having a midlife crisis.
I had that a while ago. Nothing against midlife crises.
Right.
But it's resonating really well. So it's interesting how we can find the books we read. I think we trust one another a lot, or we trust people around us to make book suggestions.
Yeah.
But this was a really unique way for me to find what I'm currently listening to. How about yourself? What are you reading or currently listening to?
Actually, not making this up, I'm leading to Slow Down to Go Faster.
Oh, awesome. Yeah. Ralph
Simone. Only Ralph Simone.
Yeah, good.
Listening to that, which is strange sometimes. I'm listening to it, and then I come in the office, and he's sitting there, and I'm like, whoa. It feels like I'm just continuing the book listen right now.
Yeah.
I'm listening to that. I'm also, I love listening to fantasy books. It just takes me.
I knew that about you.
Yeah,
I don't think about that about you, but I knew that about you. Yeah.
That's I like the imagery, the vision, the poet.
That's cool.
The creativity of that really blows me away.
Yeah. So how do you want to choose? You want to do paper, rock, scissors? How do you want? Who goes first here?
Oh yeah.
All right.
First shot.
All right.
Ready? Rock, paper, scissors. No, you shoot. You shoot. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. There we go. All right, I'll go first. We'll do this. I'm going to read this. I'll read it, and then I want to hear what you think about the reading. This is the outward mindset. And
it's been a while since I read that.
Well, good.
All right.
Good. We can refresh. Love this read. I won't say too much about it because I kind of want to get your raw, unfiltered thoughts.
All right.
Little passage I read, but it's part of our Emergent Leader recommended reading.
Yeah.
And it comes up for me a lot because there's this. Well, I don't want to say too. I'll do the reading and then we'll.
Don't bias me too much yet.
Yeah, we'll bounce back and forth on it.
Yeah. All right. That sounds good.
It's from the chapter 4 titled "Seeing Truthfully."
Oh no! Already. Go ahead.
With an outward mindset, I am alive to and interested in others' needs. Others' needs, objectives, and challenges. I see others as people with an inward mindset. And on the other hand, I become self-focused and see others not as people with their own needs, objectives, and challenges, but as objects to help me with mine. Those that can help me, I see as vehicles. Those that can make things more difficult for me, I see as obstacles. Those whose help wouldn't matter become irrelevant to me. Don't confuse introspection with an inward mindset. One can introspect in a self-centered way, which would indicate an inward mindset. However, a person also can introspect about one's connections with others, which is the very essence of what we are calling outwardness. Sometimes it is helpful to look inside to see how one is connected with what is outside. What do you think about that, Bill?
There's a lot in there.
There is. That's a lot there.
There's a lot in there. And so my somewhat hopefully jovial response when you shared the idea about truth is, in my head, I tend to subscribe to scientific method when truth is mentioned. And the scientific method asks us to think about 3 different types of truth: self-truth, social truth, and objective truth. And they're all important. One's not better than the other. Self-truths, all they need is self to say that's true. It could be rooted in belief. It could be rooted in knowledge. No one else might subscribe to that truth. All you need is that for you, self-truths, right? So there's a little bit of, I think, too deep of an inward introspection that could go all the way to a very deep self-truth that could be serving, maybe it's not sometimes, right? Let's not judge it yet, but right, that could be a deep, deep dive into self-truth. Social truth requires a shared truth with some group of other people, right? So that might be a team, right? At the workplace, might be an organization. In your house of worship, it might be your congregation. There's a social truth that we share. If we shared a social truth, someone else could interview us both, and we would provide very similar, same answers, right, towards that truth. It does require others, right? So to me, that starts to go to the outward. I need to get past my introspection. I need to get out and socialize my truths with others and see where they match up or where they don't.
That would be like a cultural norm.
It could be a culture. Yeah, it could be in a culture. It could be as small as it could be just in a partnership or any type of relationship, one or more. I can have a social truth with one other person, or a team, or an organization, or a community.
Yeah.
Right? There might be a social truth that the whole globe shares, the whole world shares. An objective truth is absolutely measurable, objectively proven, right? So the scientific method likes to get towards more objective truths, right? So can we measure this thing? It doesn't discard personal or self-truths or social truths. It needs to investigate those too, but it's looking for objective truth. So can we measure it? And to what degree of reliability can we measure that thing? What I got from the reading was an important reminder. Thank you for sharing that. I need this reminder right now. Is that if I do too deep of introspection, I am missing the opportunity to look outwardly. And there's such richness in that too, isn't there?
Yeah. And so the way I hear the personal truth, the social truth, and the objective truth is I would frame that as perspective, preference, and priority in some ways. Like the principle, the priority or the principle is the objective, measurable, true thing that is kind of, we can run up against it all we want, but it's still going to be true. It's still a principle. It's the law of gravity. It's those things that are steady and stable. Yeah. And to that point of like my truth or my own inner dialogue, the perspective or preference that I have, if I spend too much time perseverating over that, prioritizing that as if it's a principle for everybody, then I can start making that a weapon against other people rather than a bridge to build connections with others. And I think at times, this is kind of what provoked me to go back to this, is many times I'll be working with leaders or talking with folks and they'll say like, I ain't got time for that. I ain't got time to do that introspective work. They might not use that language, but I just got to do the work. I'm just going to do the work. And I think to as much as there is a danger in the over navel gazing or whatever people want to call it, there's a power in recognizing what that inner world is, what that truth is for you, or what that perspective and preference is for you, so that you can pave the way to better connections with others. And serve them. And that's kind of the overall theme of the book is how do we keep an eye on the pains, compassions, goals, ideals of others, and then build a bridge to help them get there with the outward mindset.
I love it. Thanks for picking that.
Yeah, you're welcome. I'm probably gonna go back and reread the whole thing now. I feel like
I gotta check to see if I still have that in my library to listen to. Yeah. Awesome.
So what do you got?
All right. So I chose the book Mastering Leadership. It's by Robert Anderson and William Adams. They wrote this book, they wrote Scaling Leadership, which is an excellent read as well.
Yeah.
They're the founders of the Full Circle group that we do our leadership
yeah.
circle profile
Okay.
360 assessment.
Yep.
I know you've taken that, but that's not the reason I chose this. I chose this for the passage because I think you're going to do a better job expanding this topic and explaining it than these guys did.
Don't set it up too much.
So that's why I chose it for you. So I was torn between two different passages for this, so we might get to do this again, maybe in a future podcast as well, because I think it's a neat idea. So it's actually very early in the book, and it's called, I'm just going to read the beginning passage of what's called the promise of leadership. And it's meeting the high bar of expectations.
Okay.
All right. So it's the promise of leadership, meeting the high bar of expectations.
All right. I'm just going to close my eye.
Yeah.
Listen to the sound.
Don't fall asleep.
Beautiful voice.
Yeah, that's right. All right. So when we step into positions of leadership, we make a whole set of promises we may not know we're making. These promises are profound and come in the form of high, often unspoken expectations. Understanding, managing, and living up to these promises defines our leadership. We all expect great things from our leaders, and these expectations constitute the promise of leadership. Leadership expectations come in two forms. 1, explicit. Expressed expectations for certain outcomes that come with the role and that show up in the leader's job description. Things like fiscal responsibility, accountability, strategy, execution. Number 2 is implicit. Unspoken expectations that stakeholders have of their leaders. Things like competencies, fair treatment, commitment, engagement, listening, acting on suggestions, providing inspiration, meaning, and direction. Leaders rarely understand the impact these implicit expectations have on their perceived effectiveness. So they're suggesting explicit and implicit expectations of leadership. What do you think? Make it better. I know you will.
Well, honestly, I was just having a conversation with a group, and without getting into any of the specifics, we were talking about how at times it's so much easier to lead at work than it is at home.
Ooh.
And the insight was everything's so clear and explicit in the workspace, and everything's so complex and vague in the home space. And so when we start to practice a little bit of too much severance as leaders, we separate ourselves mentally and even skill and competency wise in different environments. And where we have explicit expectations, we function at a higher level of competency. Then when we don't, we actually function at a lower level of competency, almost forgetting what is expected of us without it having been communicated to us. So when it comes to explicit or implicit, I think just if we stay on the explicit side, whether or not the expectations have been made explicit to us, most leaders have been around the block enough where they know what their own kind of clear expectations would be explicitly upon another leader in their same situation. Yeah. But if it's not communicated extrinsically to them, they almost throw up their hands and say, I don't know what to do here. I'm frustrated. I don't know how to function. Instead of taking the initiative, the agency, and saying, no, I know what to do here. I know what the explicit expectation would be on myself if I weren't myself, if I can say it that way. And why don't I just do that in this space, in this ambiguous space where it's not been clarified? So I think there is, the first few lines there got me. When you step in, as soon as you step into leadership, there's this weight of expectation, either clear or unclear, that's placed on you. And
clearly spoken or written and not.
Yes. And it's so vast. It's across every business sector or home sector, personal sector. Like when you start a family, when you join a community committee, a nonprofit organization, there's like some of what holds us back is just the idea that there will be expectation on me. So I won't even do it because I don't want the extra weight without asking for what would that be.
So we are, so at the time of recording this podcast, our family is eagerly anticipating the next season of Ted Lasso to come out, which I think is in August.
Yeah.
And so my son made the request to start over, because we hadn't watched in a while.
Yeah.
So we could be really ready. And we're like, yeah, that's a great idea. So as a family, we're watching Ted Lasso again from the beginning.
That's cool.
And it's in the first season, maybe just the second or third episode. We really learn about, I hope this isn't spoiling it for anybody, but it's been out there long enough. So I think we're past the statute of limitations of spoiling something, hopefully. Ted and his wife are they're separating. And in therapy, they learn together that sharing the inward perspective with each other is really important because they were both over filtering or not sharing.
Yeah.
And they come up with a safe word. If they sense the other person, right?
Yeah.
It's Oklahoma.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
If the other person is holding back, the individual who senses that their spouse is holding back can say Oklahoma, and that they agree, that would compel for them to share their truth in that moment.
What's going on? Yeah.
I wonder how we do that in our teams. I wonder how, maybe a safe word's silly. Maybe it doesn't work for some cultures. But how do I think we sense when, hey, Bill, you're over there ruminating in that.
Right.
I want to hear.
Right.
I want to hear what's going on.
There's a weird heavy in the room. I've got a friend that calls that moment the weird heavy.
Yeah. So how could we safely call one another to share the weird heavy or to have that Oklahoma moment?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. So, great choice, Bill. Man, I love that.
Same.
I haven't read Mastering Leadership, but now it's going to be on my list. I'll probably listen to it.
It's a good read or good listen.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think I should find. I can't remember if it came before or after Scaling Leadership. I feel like it came after, but
okay.
We need to fact check that one. But both are excellent reads.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
You mentioned you're rewatching Ted Lasso. You know what I'm rewatching?
What are you rewatching?
Naruto.
What is that?
Oh,
what is
Bill.
that?
Oh, Bill. I'm sorry, folks. There are so many leadership lessons in the anime Naruto.
Oh, it's anime. Okay, yes. Cool.
So maybe we can do a comparison of.
All right, I don't know the anime world, so yeah, I would totally be into that.
Check it out. Really good storyline.
All right, fun.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Thanks, man.
Thank you.
Yeah, always.